Luka Doncic and Slovenia completed their Group F competition schedule with a 92-77 victory over Cape Verde. Doncic was contained to his lowest scoring performance of the tournament so far, finishing with 19 points and producing just .792 points per possession as a result of shooting 5 of 17 from the floor, 1 of 8 from beyond the arc, with 2 turnovers, and he did shoot 8 of 11 on free throws. Doncic also added 9 assists, 7 rebounds, and 4 steals to go along with. Slovenia led by as many as 24 points at one point, but it wasn't until later in the game that they had managed to hold a double-figure lead consistently by breaking the game open. They did lead for 37 minutes and 1 second of the 40 minutes of game action, compared to just a minute and 14 of Cape Verde holding a lead. Now let's take a look at Doncic's performance. Something that stood out before getting into it is that Eddie Tavares on Cape Verde, anchoring the defense in the middle, as well as just their general big man depth, provided more of a shot-blocking presence with athleticism than what Slovenia had faced in their prior matchups, with Doncic dominating the paint against those other teams. This first possession begins with Doncic off ball, and then he receives a handoff and then a high ball screen. And in this instance, the strong side is fully spaced out with a sharpshooter, and the initial activity of this possession with a cut through and a space out enables Doncic to have a lot of room to operate after dribbling off the screen. The on-ball defender's trailing, and this puts Eddie Tavares in a position where he has to guard 2 with 1. So in this instance, what Doncic is going to do is basically use a slow pace and force the tag man to make a commitment. And after Mike Tobey, the roll man, gets past the nail, he sees that he's going to have the commitment from Tavares attacking wide, and that's where he has the defense where he wants him. He can throw a one-handed lob, really tough pass here, and it ends up being online, and Tobey finishes the alley-oop. Slovenia utilizes Doncic in a double-wide pin-down screening action here. The defender is top-blocking him, so the goal here is for Cape Verde to prevent Doncic from getting a clean catch of the basketball. They want to make him work, be physical, and Doncic comes around this first screen and notices that the defender is anticipating him doing the same with the second screen, so he splits the difference and cuts into open space after signaling that he's going to do so to his teammate. This forces the defense to switch, with Tavares now having to guard Doncic. Doncic receives the ball and utilizes the empty corner to get into an ISO against Tavares. And keep in mind on this play, Tavares has a 7'9" wingspan. He stands at 7'3", and he does a good job of staying, moving his feet, not getting beat off the dribble, and is in a position to contest the step back 3, and the shot is a miss. Doncic inbounds the ball on this play, fills the corner shortly, and then ends up getting the ball from Mike Tobey on a handoff. Notice the approach from the on-ball defender here. The defender unders, and the read here tends to be just to pull up with the space, take advantage of it, and Doncic does so here, but the shot ends up rimming out. Doncic initiates this possession, brings the ball up against full court pressure, and as he does so, he uses a wraparound dribble to beat the defender and notices an opportunity to attack open space, get aggressive going downhill, and draws a foul in the process. Here's another possession where Doncic begins the play off ball. This time, Slovenia gets him going with a handoff, utilizing a delay action. Doncic uses a wide approach coming off of the screen contact. Mike Tobey's angle forces the on-ball defender to have to work to get over, and Doncic is then in a position where he utilizes pace to read the nail help. There isn't going to be pressure when he delivers this pass, and the strong side of the floor is respecting the shooting threats that are spacing out. And with the empty corner on the weak side, it's up to Tavares to handle 2 with 1 once again. Doncic is patient to allow Tobey to get behind Tavares just enough for him to then throw a highly accurate lob, which is completed with the dunk. The goal of this possession was to force a switch, and Doncic initiates the play, gets a screen from Tobey. Tobey flips the screen direction, to an unsuspecting on-ball defender who thought the screen was going to be coming on the other side of his body. With a push crossover, Doncic comes off wide into open space. Tavares is in a position where he has to commit to the switch, step up, and have to handle Doncic out on an island on his own for the initial portion of this play. And Doncic ends up attacking left, faces the strong side help stabbing at the basketball, which ultimately results in him being put in a position along the baseline where he killed his dribble and has to attempt to get a floater, a fadeaway, whatever he can get into over a 7'9" wingspan, and the end result is the ball hitting the top of the backboard. Doncic made it a point to start to get aggressive in semi-transition, attacking downhill, and does so here. He gets to the free throw line as a result. This was an interesting possession for Slovenia. Doncic gets to play off ball for almost the entirety of it. And, they get into quite a few actions. The shot clock winds down. The ball finds Doncic on the wing. And he draws two defenders on a closeout, which creates a perfect opportunity to make the extra pass to a teammate in the corner, and he knocks it down. Doncic has a smaller defender on him to start this play as he begins in the corner. Slovenia makes it a point to get into a post-up and makes the entry pass. He has Tavares helping one pass away, and with him having that long wingspan, he knows that an aggressive swipe on the ball on a move attacking middle will probably come. So he sweeps the ball low, keeps it from getting ripped, pried loose, and he gets right into a shooting motion with a floater, knowing that the on-ball defender is in a position to potentially foul and gets the call. Doncic begins this play in the corner, and Slovenia gets into a zoom action, a pin down into a handoff for him. He gets possession of the basketball, and his teammate looks to rescreen for him, but he uses a jab step with the defender being off balance, trying to recover, to then continue to throw off the on-ball defender. He attacks the middle of the floor, but has a slow pace with the nail help, having to recover back to the wing. And at this point, the Cape Verde defense opts to veer switch this one, so Tavares is now committed to Doncic after he gets past the nail, and Doncic is in a position to where he doesn't like what he has after killing his dribble, passes it out, gets it back, and gets into a quick just raise and fire jump shot with Tavares contesting. Doncic has a grab